get ready to start the PrAC committee meeting. Unfortunately, we do not have a quorum tonight, not even close. And so we have some presentations that we will make to the three of us that are here. And we can't vote on anything or do anything because of that, obviously. So we will go through our agenda. First thing, approve the minutes, but you can't do that. We have to have a quorum to approve the minutes. So we'll move on from that one. Any public input besides the speakers tonight? Anybody from the community that wants to speak for anything tonight besides our regular speakers that are on the agenda? No community. I haven't got anything through emails, or you have it, Jay? So we're good with that, I guess. The next thing is our Girl Scouts and the AED project. You like girls, would you like to come up and let us scare you to death up here? No, not really. We're harmless, I promise.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, I'm Layla and this is Evie, and we're working to add AEDs to the Clemson parks.
Layla and I are sixth graders at RC Edwards Middle School. We are both members of the Girl Scout Troop 3218. We are active athletes and participate in a number of sports for the Central Clemson Recreation Department and travel teams. We are beginning to work toward the Silver Award. Toward the Girl Scouts of America Silver Award.
A Silver Award is a take-action community project involving 5 key elements: leadership, root cause, sustainable, measurable, national, and or global link.
For the Silver Award, Girl Scouts are able to work in groups of 2 to 3 people and have to identify a problem in the community and work to solve the problem through leadership and service.
Following our CPR certification last spring, we began looking for public access to Clemson AEDs, and we noticed that none of the 14 cities of Clemson parks have 24/7 access to AEDs, so we decided to do something about this. The Clemson Nettles has one that is taken to the concession stand during the athletic games and one that stays in the office.
An AED is an automated external defibrillator, a portable device used to treat sudden cardiac arrest by delivering electrical shock to the heart.
It's very important to have an AED on hand for situations, and also through our own CPR certification, we learned that every second a person is in distress or unable to have an AED on hand is a minute that the person is struggling to survive.
We would like to work with the City of Clemson Parks and Recreation Department to install 24/7 public access AEDs in selected parks.
We met with the Clemson Parks and Recreation Department to identify parks with the greatest need, and we found 3: Nettles Park, 12 Mile Park, and Clemson Park. Nettles Park is the pickleball courts is one of the busiest areas right now, and with all the older people going, it could easily need an AED over there. 12 Mile Park is one of the top 2 most visited parks based on the playground, beach, swimming area, boat ramp, and shelter with the bathroom. Clemson Park is expected to increase with finishing the pump track and skate park and splash pad.
The average cost of an AED machine with a wall-mounted weatherproof case, including pads and battery, is around $1,500.
The maintenance of AEDs are the pads need to be replaced every 2 to 5 years. The battery will need to be checked once a month and replaced every 2 to 5 years, and the machines are generally under warranty for 10 years.
We will be fundraising to purchase the 3AD machines by asking community members and civic groups such as the Lions Club and Elks Club and local doctors for donations. We will also identify and apply for grants to fund the AED machines and replacement parts. Examples are Project AED 365 and the Firehouse Sub has a quarterly AED grant.
We also plan to work with the City of Clemson Parks and Recreation Department and to develop and post an action plan with an AED machine. The action plan will include an emergency dispatcher phone number, instructions provided to follow them instructions provided like the name, location, and number calling from number of victims, the venue directions, and map of the park.
We believe 24/7 access to AEDs is important for safety of the community. We look forward to funding the AEDs through fundraising and grants. We hope you agree this is an important community project and support our proposal.
Great job, guys.
Do you have any questions or concerns?
I do. Does Central Clemson Rec have an
Yes.
AED? Okay. And is there any insurance concerns about having one and the community using them, public spaces? I tried to get one in a previous workspace, and they said their insurance provider wouldn't approve it because of the risk of somebody using it wrong.
They haven't.
So, I mean, if there's already one at Central Clemson Rec, that's been addressed probably.
Yes.
They can be in open parks.
Yes. We were talking about when a Clemson park is completed, put it where a new building will be near the splash pad and all that. And at 12 Mile Park, near the beach area, there on the restrooms.
Well, I have a couple of comments for you.
Okay.
One, I also think in the future, another park would be the Abernathy Park, would get one eventually down the line. Would be a good place, so that'd be a future one, a fourth one. And those four should cover pretty much the parks. My other concern is, a little bit of what Crystal said. There, from my experience, because I was trained in that years ago, you do have to be trained in using one of them. They're not complicated, and there's usually instructions that show you what to do as a novice coming in, but it is something that, they're pretty serious machines. And so I just want to be sure that we cover that base, liability-wise and legally-wise. You need to be sure we check into that before you all get too far into it. Check with the right people that know the answers to that, which I don't. Second thing I'm concerned about, if we make them available, where, like at the pickleball courts, you have it available, say in a booth or something like that, a box. Unfortunately, if things are so expensive, I'm worried about somebody coming through and stealing it or messing with it when they're not supposed to be. And I don't know how I'm sure you have a plan on how to, and I've talked about that, but how to, what can you tell me on that?
With the with the weatherproof box, you can add like an alarm when the box is lifted off. It'll trigger an alarm to the police or ambulance in case you can't call someone. That will trigger it for them to call, and then they'll get there.
Yeah.
Okay, so that will last for the police to get there, and then by that time, they're in their car and gone.
Yeah.
But, so, I mean, just that they're expensive, and people are looking, people would look, unfortunately, that's just, in the nowadays world, people look to sell stuff.
Yeah.
And that could be so that was something we would have to, and I think this is a great idea. And I think if we can cover all the bases, then that should be fantastic. And it'll definitely possibly save lives down the line. But we got to make sure, we got to look at of the legal end of it, with these people, just a random person using it, hopefully correctly.